Hey, what's up guys? I'm doing my update Archfiend deck profile. So before I get into this, I don't run Illusion here anymore. And here's my reason behind that. Uh, it wasn't as good as I thought it'd be, and I just seen the dead draw a lot more than anything else. So yeah. And if you guys are wondering what kind of saves I'm using, it's these Drain Shields. So yeah. Which they actually look really quite nice though. But anyways, yeah, that's the one thing that I wanted to point out. I know I said in one of my videos I would explain why I run it, but if it's not doing me any good, then that's not worth explaining. So 3 Shadow Knight Archfiend. So their effects are you have to pay life points if you don't control Pandemonium, and that's not optional. It's like mandatory. And then when he inflicts damage, the damage is halved with him. And then if it's targeted by a card effect, you roll a dice. If it lands on a 2 or 5 on some, or if it lands on a 3, it negates and destroys that target. So yeah. And then 3 Frontal Queen. Basically, during both players' standby phase, you target Archfiend on the field and it gains 1,000 attack. So you basically want to target her during your opponent's standby phase, and then during your standby phase, you want to target a Archfiend if you so choose to. So yeah, and then 3 Desrook. This card's a lot more viable in this build. Just because you can pitch it from your hand and then special a Terror King from your graveyard when it's destroyed. So, speaking of which, to Terror King. So basically when it destroys a monster by battle, that opponent's monster cannot activate their effect. So, which is really quite nice. And then 2 Harris. Basically when it's destroyed by battle or by a card effect, you can add 1 Archfiend card from your deck to the hand. So you can search out for any of your monsters or for the Archfiend Labyrinth. So, and a lot of the reason why I don't run Lure anymore is because you had to banish this, or you had to banish the Archfiend General, which the Archfiend General doesn't hurt as much. The Harris kind of does, but if you banish the Terror King, that hurt a lot worse. So yeah, that's more of the reason why I don't run others in here anymore. And then Archfiend General, you send it from your hand to a grave to add a Pandemonium from your deck to your hand. So, yeah, and that's basically it for the monsters. Now for the spells, 3 MST. I used to run Twin Twister in here, and the build I was testing yesterday. I decided to cut that for MST just because Starlight Road is still a card, and I didn't really want to get Starlight Road, so yeah. And then 2 Pandemonium. 3 in this build is too much, but for the pure Archfiend build like that I've made previously, 3 Pandemonium is mandatory for that build, but for this build it's just 2. And then 2 the Archfiend Labyrinth. I only have 1 at the moment, but the only change to this will be the second Archfiend Labyrinth, and then that would make it a 41 card deck. So that's the only change that would be done to it. So yeah, and 2 falling down. Just for this build, it's just 2. Because For 3, it's kind of cloggy, so for this build, it's just 2. And then 2 Dark Hole, just very, very quite helpful. And then Book Moon, also very, very, very quite good. So now for the traps, 3 Dark Bribe to help prevent your back row from being destroyed or your Fierce Well. 2 Storming, 2 Deep Road. I know this card hasn't been used in forever, but I thought I'd bring it back for to test it for this format. And then 2 Fiendish Chain. Also very, very quite good. I know Twin Twister is a card, and also MST and everything else, but Fiendish Chain is just kind of one of those cards that kind of comes out of nowhere, so yeah. And then 2 Archfiend's Roar. This card's really, really quite good to help you get off your Archfiend's Labyrinth quicker, because you bring back your any monster that's not Terra King that's in your graveyard, and then you know some Terra King after the Pal Labyrinth's effect. Target Terra King, banish the card that you summon off this. Summon now another Terra King and then attack for 25. And then main phase 2, destroy the Fist Spell, replace it with Pandemonium, and then you know you're basically set with 2000 beat 6. So yeah. And then turn Troll, Boundless, Compulse, and then Warning. So yeah. So that's basically it for the main deck. It's 40 cards for now, but with that one extra card, that'll be 41. So now for extra deck: 1 Cowboy, 1 Giant Hand, 1 Castell, 1 Monarch, 1 Heartland Draco, because you do control spells and traps, so, or at least spells. 1 Lightning Chidori, because you can make it with Shadow Archfiend, is a wind. So this guy's a wind, so you can make it with him. And then Beastwaller, and then 1 Star Strike. I'm sure you guys are thinking like, you don't run a Starlight Road in your main build. Well, that's where the side deck comes in. So, which I'll be showing you guys that as well. So 2 Flying Sea for Pezox or Zoo. 1 Sphere Mode for adding big old boards. 1 Total Defense Shogun, just because it's a old card and I really like it. So no reason behind Total Defense Shogun, it's just a cool card and I really like it. So, and then 2 Swords of Concealing Light, pretty decent. And then 1 of the Forbidden Chalice. I only have 1 at the moment. Think about 2, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. And then 2 Jabin Trio. Really, really good card to help lock out your opponent. Against certain matchups, it's really, really quite good. So 2 Trap Trouble Nightmare. Really, really quite good for zoos. Skill Prisoner, just in case. And then Forbidden. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the other name, but it's basically a cheaper version of Dimensional Barrier. So yeah. Yeah, it costs, or it's a little more of a requirement, but it's a cheaper version of Dimensional Barrier. So yeah, and then Starlight Road, and then Judgment of Anubis. So yeah, so that's basically it for the Updated Archfiend deck profile. Thank you all for watching. Don't you like, comment, and subscribe for more. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in my next video. Alright, laters.